Today we're looking at 5 misconceptions of living in Southern California. What's up, everybody? Shane Inman here, local real estate agent in Southern California, helping families move here from all over. So I was actually thinking the other day about all the people that I've helped move here through YouTube, and everybody that's reached out has just been so easy to work with because they've watched all the videos, they know the area, they know what they're looking for, and we're able to really get started. So I love working with people moving here through YouTube. So if that is you, definitely don't hesitate to call, text, or email me, and we can get started on your search. And even if you're early on in your search and you're not really sure about the communities, be sure to reach out, and I'd love to help you understand the area better. So with that, let's get looking at this week's video. All right, so this week's topic is 5 misconceptions of Southern California. And I feel like this is a good topic for me because I grew up in Northern California and I moved down here not really knowing the area very well at first. And so I had a lot of misconceptions about what Southern California and everywhere around the South Bay and Los Angeles really was. And I think a lot of people that don't know the area have a lot of those same misconceptions. You really want to do your research, figure out what neighborhoods you like, what cities, what towns, but there's a lot of options. That's the thing I think that Southern California specifically gets a misconception of, is that it's all the same. And there's a lot of communities, like here in the South Bay, you've got Torrance and Redondo and Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach and Palos Verdes and Lawndale and Gardena, all these cities that I think a lot of people have not visited before, and they're so different from one another and different from other areas of the world. So that's what we're going to go over today, is some of those misconceptions. All right, so misconception number 1 is everyone lives on the beach. There are definitely some options for living on the beach here, and I think that's a priority for a lot of people moving here, is to be as close to the beach as possible. But you also get some tucked away neighborhoods. Torrance has some little pockets. Every little city around here, you've got little neighborhoods where you're kind of tucked away and you don't even really kind of know that you're near the beach because you're in these little small tree-lined streets. And then you do still have the homes right along the water that if you want to be ocean view or you want to be steps to the beach, those are options. But the closer you get to the beach, the more expensive it gets, and the less size and amenities and updatedness you might get depending on your budget. So it's all something to keep in mind if you're thinking of moving here. Is there are options to live by the beach, but there are also options to live a drive away from the beach and be tucked away in a neighborhood. So it's just kind of what your preference is, and are you looking for a big updated home, or are you looking for a little bit smaller square footage but with a great view? All right, and the second misconception is it's all palm trees. There are a lot of palm trees, especially near the tree-lined streets along the ocean. But there's also some really tucked away neighborhoods, like I mentioned, where you're just kind of, normal neighborhood, not noticing that you're near the beach at all. And then you've got those streets like Catalina and Esplanade in Redondo that have tree-lined palm trees. You just, even in LA near downtown, you might see some palm trees. So they seem a little bit more out of place the closer you get to the city. But there are palm trees, but it's not everywhere you look, and it's not like you're gonna feel like you're in Hawaii in every city you're living in. There's gonna definitely be a different feel to every community and different neighborhoods. All right, number 3 is that the traffic is terrible. Oh wait, that one is actually correct. The traffic really is bad. So let's skip over that one. But yeah, the 405 is basically what you've heard. It's pretty much jam-packed all day long, whether it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday or rush hour. It doesn't make a difference. There's a lot of traffic. All right, so the next misconception is everyone surfs. There are a lot of people surf. I know a lot of people that surf, but I do not surf. And I think that you would be surprised if you did a poll of any given neighborhood asking each person whether or not they surf. There is the option, if you are a beginner or you're somebody that loves surfing, the weather here is sunny and 75 most of the year, and the water's fairly warm compared to other areas of California. So Surfing is definitely popular here, but it's not a necessity like I think people from outside of California think everybody in California surfs. You do have the option, being especially in the South Bay, but the further east you get, obviously, the more difficult that would become. All right, and the next misconception is the pollution. Yes, I do actually check the air quality apps on my phone because I run a lot and I want to make sure that if air quality is bad, I am not going for a run in that type of air quality. But I grew up in Northern California with people telling me, oh, don't go to Southern California. There's so much pollution from all the traffic. And I don't have the numbers on, what the actual pollution ratios are compared to other cities. But like I said, I do track on the app. And for the most part, when I'm looking at the air quality, it's good for going for a run. We do get fires quite a bit in the mountains of the San Gabriels or the Santa Monicas. When those catch on fire, we do end up with some of that smoke coming over. But as far as pollution goes, I don't think of it as a daily concern when I'm going out for a run or anything. All right, and the last misconception about Southern California is that it is laid back. And the reason I say that is because it's so expensive to live here. You have to have a good paying job to afford to live here. And so, I think a lot of people think of California and think it's laid back. And so, yeah, definitely, I've heard that a lot. But I also think that, a lot of people have very stressful jobs in order to afford living here. And so to be laid back all the time and have no stresses, you probably would need to be retired. And so with that is kind of the misconceptions of living in Southern California, specifically the South Bay. If you're thinking of moving here, feel free to call, text, or email me, and I'd love to help you get started with your search.